This clip is brought to you by Mind Bullet. Increase focus for work or working out. Enjoy this clip.
No, your feet, all of our feet has changed. But one thing I want to really stress that, like, one comment that I've seen here and there, not on just when we're talking about barefoot stuff, but when I see other people talking about the importance of wearing more minimal shoes or being barefoot more often, is some people are saying, well, you know, this barefoot stuff might just be purely anecdotal because there's no research to back up the efficacy of barefoot shoes and stuff. But honestly, from all the changes that we've seen as far as the way we move, like, I can speak personally, my balance is better. My ability to do things on one foot, I haven't had. There was a time late last year, I had a jiu-jitsu tournament, and Kelly Strutt helped me with this, but something happened to one of my toes. I forgot the exact injury, but it swelled up, and that same injury happened a second time a few months later. I've had no foot injuries after my feet have managed to get stronger. Not just that, my ability to have good dexterity in terms of my toes, in terms of spreading them, going in and out with them, just all this like dexterity with my feet is way better. And I can literally, the tendons that are, like, for example, in your hands, you have these type of tendons here. Okay. In my feet, these tendons didn't used to be visible late last year. And now they're very thick, which kind of shows how much stronger my feet have gotten, because not only, you know, changing my footwear, but also just doing more things barefoot. It's made a huge difference. So I know it's an anecdote, but not only us, so many people we've had on the podcast have talked about the same thing. And there are a lot of people who are like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's not a big deal. If you take the time to let your feet change and get stronger, you will reap the benefits upstream.
And I believe where the Nike Free, the Nike shoe they made years and years ago, probably, I don't know, 10 years ago, that shoe was based off of one of the track athletes that Nike was supporting. I don't recall who it was, but it was a famous track coach. And Nike asked the track coach, like, hey, how are things going? We want to have some data on our shoes and you know more about how it's going. And the guy's like, well, we don't use your shoes. We train barefoot most of the time. And we go out in the field and we're training our feet, and we're in the gym and we're jumping off of, you know, specific surfaces to help make the toes and the ankle and the lower leg stronger. And then so Nike was like, well, let's see if we can kind of find kind of a happy medium between someone being barefoot, because especially like in track, this was a track coach, the spikes and stuff that they wear, like, they're pretty minimal. There's not a lot underneath those shoes. It's just kind of a spike and just like a small strip of foam. And that's about all they got underneath their foot. And so the Nike Free was a shoe that was trying to kind of align with you being barefoot. So then there's a lot of coaches over the years, MMA coaches. And, you know, when you are in like the UFC and stuff, they are barefoot in the ring. But specifically, not just training barefoot, but specifically training the feet, not just working on your strikes and stuff while you're barefoot. We've saw that with Corey Schlesinger. He's a huge fan of doing that stuff. David Weck is talking about it all the time. We're seeing a lot of people talking about the importance of training the foot, knees over toes, talking about training the tibialis, and even getting into some of the stuff for the feet. Obviously, when you train the calves and the tibialis, you're directly working the arches of your feet. You're directly working all those top tendons that you were talking about.
Late last year, when I had that injury at that jiu-jitsu tournament, I messaged Ben about it too. Because I was asking him, dog, do you do anything for the feet? And he was like, actually, yeah, like, that's something that you probably should start tackling. It's something that he wasn't really putting out a lot, but he mentioned you need to start finding things to start strengthening your feet because it'll make a difference. So Ben is also one of those people who got me thinking. And when he came here, the brand of shoe he wore, it doesn't look as good. That's just my opinion. And it is a little bit more narrow at the toe box, which is odd. Is a barefoot shoe called Feye. I think it's Feiye. Feye. But he's been doing the barefoot stuff for a while too. And it makes a lot of sense. Because, like, for example, with all the knee issues that I've had through the years, again, the way I move now feels so much better because I think that what's happening is just all my movement from the bottom is just way more efficient. I noticed the way I walk is different. The way I can balance is different. In terms of jiu-jitsu, I can do a lot of interesting passes that I wouldn't have been able to expect to do kind of off of one foot. And even the way I can lay pressure on people is somewhat different too, because when I'm doing certain things and laying pressure, I'm able to dig into my toes. Since my feet have way more dexterity, I'm able to kind of plant off of my toes and lay pressure in, which it makes me heavier. So it's really cool.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, go ahead and comment down below and let us know what you liked about it. All right. Share this with a friend. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, we are on Reddit and Discord. All that's down below. All our sponsors and everyone that supports us down below there too. So you can get whatever you like from us. All right. Peace.